Tell us about yourself.
Um, uh, so my name's Ian Grissom. I'm from Rock Hill, South Carolina. I play high school football at Lewisville High School in Richburg, South Carolina. I was two-time All-State quarterback, one-time offensive player of the year, one-time region player of the year. Uh, just I don't know. I'm going into my senior season. I'm just looking forward to that.
Right. So your junior season, you had 2,904 passing yards, 133 rushing yards, 68% completion, 37 passing touchdowns, three rushing touchdowns, and that's all in 11 games. That's pretty solid to me. What do you think about that?
Um, Actually, it would have been more. We had a team forfeit a regular season game, and for 90% of those games, I only played till halftime.
Okay. Tell us what got you into liking football, and is football your first priority? Because I know you do play other sports like baseball. You just got done saying that. So, do you want to pursue football as a career, or are you looking at possibly baseball too? What you got?
I got into football first off because of my dad. My dad's probably my biggest inspiration. So to see what he did on the football field and baseball field really inspired me to want to be great. And he's always told me he wanted me to be better than him. So that's why I've always pushed myself. Um, Something that I think, like, what was the question? What was the
Just what got you into football, and do you want to pursue football more, or is there a option for baseball or another sport?
Um, I definitely football is my number one. I definitely got the most interest through football. I actually started playing baseball again this year. Last year I had stopped playing so I could get faster, so I ran track that last year. So I was with the track team, but I've been told by people in baseball like that I could go somewhere in baseball, but like for right now, football is definitely like my number one option for sure.
Well, just a little bit about me. I just moved back to my hometown, but I lived in Chester, South Carolina. I know you're probably familiar with that.
I
Um,
actually am in the Chester County School District.
yeah, so I lived in Chester for about 2 or 3 years. I met my wife in Chester. So and my dad and my mom are in Chester right now. So but I moved back
Wow.
down to my I moved back to my I moved back down to my uh where I'm from, North Augusta, South Carolina, here about maybe
Okay.
6 months ago. So yeah, so I'm very familiar with. Also, I have worked at the school district in Chester. I
Mm.
worked at Great Falls Elementary School, and I've worked at Chester Middle School. I've worked at some schools as well. So I've never worked at the high school before, but I am familiar with where you're
Right.
at.
Great Falls is the big rivalry with us, so those games every year get really big.
Yeah, tell us more about them rivalry games, and you're going into your senior season. What makes these games important to you as you are in your last year of high school?
Really, it's like if you want to look at it, it's really all like bragging rights because people hype these games up year round. So like once the first game happens, oh, they're already talking about the next year. So it's kind of just like a bragging rights thing, but just to see the whole entire town just kind of come together through a sport is very cool to me, and to be a part of it is even better because it's probably one of the best rivalries in South Carolina.
For sure. I went to North Augusta High School. I don't know if y'all ever faced each other.
Have We scrimmaged them at Blythewood before.
Right. So that's where I went to high school. Obviously, I didn't play football or anything like that. I played football whenever I was in a little kid, and I played like pee wee tackle football. But that's as far as I ever got with that because I didn't want to play in middle school, and I just never did it in high school. So, but I always love the game of football. Speaking of, your senior season's coming up and everything, and you getting ready for college. Do you have any college football offers at this moment?
No, I do not, but I will tell you, I probably have 25 plus interest in, like, I got probably my top schools right now are Georgia Southern, Marshall, UNC Charlotte, Charleston Southern. So I'm talking to them a lot. Georgia Southern, I was talking to them yesterday. They sent me some love on Valentine's Day. So definitely like Coach Ellis and what they got going on out there.
For sure. Whenever you're looking for, a college decision, what are you looking for whenever you're making that decision? Obviously, I believe you're good enough. You're going to get some offers. You're going to get more than one offer. So whenever you're making these college decisions, what are you kind of looking for?
I'm looking for, like, does this, like, system fit me? Does this fit me as a player? Definitely academics. Got to look at that. And really like how I feel around the coaches. Like if I feel like the coaches like want me, or like if I feel like they're just trying to have me here to have me there. So like really just like kind of feeling everything out and just like kind of taking it like one step at a time.
For sure. You're in the state of South Carolina. South Carolina Gamecocks, Clemson, them are the two, I guess you could say, big schools, major schools in the state. Have you had any guys reach out? Have you had any guys reach out? Sorry.
Uh, yeah, I've been going actually the Carolina camps for a long time now. I grew up. That's like always been like my favorite school was the Gamecocks. So I went to the 7-on-7 this summer. I did pretty well in front of all the coaches, in front of them and Coastal. So they started picking up traction like for me around that time, like this past summer. So I actually went on a game visit to the Clemson South Carolina game. So yeah,
For
definitely,
sure.
but I haven't heard anything from Clemson.
Right. So you kind of, I think you already answered the question, but your favorite team is the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you have a favorite football player, college, NFL, all time? I mean, do you have a favorite player?
Like just all time. Man. Uh, like if I probably have to say, like watching was Debo Samuel when he was at South Carolina. That was
Yeah,
probably like
he
favorite players to watch.
he was in on the 49ers this past season, made it to the Super Bowl. Was you obviously, I mean, most people watch the Super Bowl. Was you cheering for the 49ers?
Uh, Yeah, but also I like Pat. I think Pat Mahomes is a guy, and you can never go against Pat. I mean, once he does that walk, you see him do it's over. That's how you know.
For sure. Also, just to throw in like a silly question here, what's your take on the whole Taylor Swift thing?
I think it's actually kind of funny, yeah, because it's bringing a lot of people together that usually probably wouldn't watch football, but just to see like how big it's making, it's kind of entertaining to watch. And I also like Travis Kelsey. I think Travis Kelsey's a good guy.